Okay. I don't do this. I haven't done this in a long time. How am I gonna start this? How am I gonna do this? Every year of my life for the past 6 or 7 years now, I have caught on to patterns of breaking down and rebuilding and reformation and putting back together like a Jenga tower, right? You take out the pieces and you put them back, and eventually it falls over, but you build such pieces in such a way that make something new from the person you used to be. And I started documenting myself a long time ago when I was an 18-year-old kid, which is weird to say now because I'm almost 25. Being an 18-year-old kid and sitting in my college dorm room and pointing a camera at myself, and then I never used any of the footage. But I learned a lot from that. And the documenting continues, but in a different way. Because that progression...
I'm 19 years old, and I'm doing homework out of the Bible.
20 years.
21 today. It's crazy. Blows my mind. I can't even. Leads me to where I am now. So, let me back up for just a second. In 2020, in the middle of 2020, I did what a lot of people did. I started working from home, working for a multi-billion-dollar company. And then in that summer of 2020, I had enough. I said, I'm done. I quit. I'm leaving. And I started then the process of working for another company, a multi-million-dollar company, much smaller, more startup in nature, something that I'm drawn to and I absolutely loved. And I, in 2021, about a year later, left that role as well. And I bet all on myself. And I left that role halfway through the year, so I started building in storytelling, in photography and videography for small businesses and for my friends in real estate. And that went incredibly well. I am branched out beyond everything from just real estate and educational technology and weddings and these one-off projects and doing aerial drone footage at random places. I'm now finding my footing in the businesses that I'm working with. And now this arbitrary flip of a calendar year to the start of 2022 brings this whole thing full circle. From this documenting process that I've done several years ago to now a different kind of documenting, a different kind of content creation, a storytelling for my friends and family. I have some incredible goals that I want to accomplish, and I want to bring my friends and family and those I meet along the way with me. And I want the companies and the people that I work with to see a different type of content that shows the creative nature of the things that I am doing. So here's my biggest goal for this year. The content that I'm going to be creating, or the value that I'm going to be providing, will be something new and interesting. And I'm going to do that through reading. I'm going to be spending this entire year reading more than I have ever read before. I actually came across an incredible channel. I'm going to link below. The Academy of Ideas is something that I became very fascinated and fond of and connected with through the content produced over the last year and a half that I've been consuming their content. And I'm going to be reading a ton of the books that were provided, and I'm going to provide that directly into the work that I do. I'm going to be taking content that could be created from videos and making types of videos around such content, applying it to my business, applying it to my friends, my relationships, and so much else. just by sharpening the skill of reading. So that's where it starts. I don't have a goal for a number of books. I don't know exactly how I'm going to share the content that I'm learning, whether it's a book report or it's a collection of ideas. Maybe it's something psychology, business, economics related. Maybe it's just in my business relationships that I'm making and sharing how I'm learning those things and how they connect. That I will find out and share along the way. The next thing that comes to mind is really getting specialized in the type of clientele that I'm working with. I've worked with everyone from individuals at individual levels to large scale companies to medium-sized companies, and really getting specialized in the type of content that I'm creating, whether it's for educational technology companies, which I have been doing, and real estate agents and small businesses that I know in and around. I really want to define the type of content that I can create in addition to this type of content. So that's my next goal in sharing how I develop that with you all is going to be the next thing. The last little bit is going to be defining the personalized creative storytelling in a way like I did in this video, but much, much more, right? Building a business, talking about how that business is built, how I have progressed over the last 6 to 8 months now that I've been doing this. I have really honed in on what I need to double down on. So the creative storytelling of that process, community building around that type of content, and also find a way to connect with other creatives through doing content like this. So this story now is just beginning. This arbitrary flip of a calendar year into 2022, it now brings me to a place of not just documenting like I was 6 or 7 years ago, which also have some incredible stories and videos on the way from, but now how can I bring my friends and my family and this community with me? So it's gonna be a heck of a year, and I can't wait to get it all started. So let's do it. Let's get it going.